This video is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Manchester Pictures, Identitech, Steve Aldersley, Anthony Coleman, Ray Schuster, David Dockery, Kurt David, Aubrey Coper, Joe Brown, Mason Frost, Andreas Glasel, and Biff C for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel, encouraging the growth of all this nonsense. I hope you guys enjoy the video. It is September 22nd. Enjoying a nice homemade latte, and I just learned yesterday that a fourth Fleet Foxes album was dropping today. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I was taking like a week off because I have a Patreon poll album being voted on right now as for the next thing I'm listening to. And then I discovered this was happening. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm recording that tomorrow. I love Fleet Foxes. First two albums, fantastic. Third album, kind of hit and miss. It seemed a little more artsy, I guess you could say. Not that the first two weren't, but it definitely, kind of like a Bon Iver thing where first couple Bon Iver records, you're like, okay, I get it. And then all of a sudden he starts doing really bizarre things and you're like, wait, what? I'm not quite tracking. That's kind of what Fleet Foxes did with Crack Up. It wasn't like crazy experimental. It was just structured in a much more artistic way, I guess. It was not as accessible as the first two albums. Still really solid though. If You Need to Keep Time on Me was one of my favorite tracks off that album. Great stuff. Love this band. So I was really excited to hear about this record, which Shore, by the way, Fleet Foxes Shore came out today. 54 minutes, I assume, is just straight up folk. I have no idea if it's good or not because it just came out. There's 2 professional ratings on the critical reception for on Wikipedia. Music OMH, I don't know what that is, gave it 5 out of 5. Clash gave it 8 out of 10. I've never heard those publications before. So I think we're just gonna hop right into this little bad boy. It's you know, approaching fall. Did fall technically start yet? When does fall start? Oh, it actually starts today. How about that? I think that was intentional, actually. The autumnal equinox, is that what it's called? Is that right? Yeah, to coincide with the September equinox. Cool. So of course he releases it the first day of fall. So I'm in the mood. I'm in the zone. I'm in the auto zone. Let's listen to some sweet Robin Pecknold vocals and harmonies and guitar. Without further ado, Waiting in Waist High Water. Oh. Assume that climax is into Sunblind. Love it. Great stuff. Very, like I said, If You Need to Keep Time on Me was one of my favorites from the last album, and that's like right in line with it. Just this very kind of, not melancholy. It's like there is a joy in it. There is a joy in it. It sounds somber, but it's very peaceful. Very peaceful. Sunblind. Fantastic. This is the most straightforward, almost poppy Fleet Foxes I've ever heard. Usually like this music is kind of like shrouded in like some like mystery and it's unexpected. But that was like just a very poppy folk tune. Very pleasant. I like it. Let's just keep going. Can I believe you? Great. I'm loving all of these so far. He's so what he was doing on Crack Up. He was kind of experimenting more with like more electronic or electric noises, electric guitars. I can't remember. Was there synth? There may have been synth on Crack Up. I can't recall. But it definitely wasn't as like folk and baroque and kind of traditional sounding like the first two albums were. And it just didn't quite find its footing for me. But this definitely seems a little bit more like it's saying enough of its own thing and it has its own personality. Whereas Crack Up, I couldn't quite tell what it was doing. This seems a little clearer, like water on the shore. Jara. Man, he knows how to write a composition. His arrangements and melodies and they're just like I wish I could do what he does and I can't. They're so like layered and complex, yet they had like a very strong theme. It's he's got to be classically trained. I actually don't know that much about Robin, but he really exhibits a lot of great composing heft, I guess. Still, 4 for 4, loving all of these. Featherweight. Great. Love it. Fantastic. I I I don't really have anything bad to say so far. We're 5 for 5. Um, I love the guitar arrangement in that. Really, there's a classical guitar in it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Again, I like how it's writing this line between like folk, but also it's something very new for Fleet Foxes, and I dig that a lot. It's brighter, yet it's not necessarily less sad or dour or melancholy. It's just like the bright notes are amplified, and I really like that. A long way past the past. For a while there in the first half, I was thinking like, this is a little blander than the others. Probably going to be my least favorite so far, but it pulled through in the last half. I dig it. I dig it. I also like that these aren't super long, like about 4 minutes, and then we got some 3 minute ones coming up. If I remember correctly, if I go back here through to Helplessness Blues, yeah, a lot of the tracks were 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. Technically a shorter album, but those tracks were just a little long. So you had to kind of like dedicate your time to it. So, where are we? Montezuma? Maestran? No, sorry. For a week or two. I'm getting ahead of myself. What a beautiful album. Wow, that was great, guys. Thank you. So there's the weakest one so far, but it's like a little 2 minute interlude. Kind of like the opener, but the opener was obviously much better than that one. So I'll give it a pass for now. I usually don't love. I mean, this does feel like a full album kind of listen, but I usually don't love those like bland interlude tracks that are short. It's like if you're gonna do an interlude, I want it to be interesting. But well, whatever. Now we're into the Montezuma Maestranza, whatever this is. Great. I love the upbeat tracks like Battery Kinsey off of Helplessness Blues. Um, it's like a, I don't quite know how to describe it. It's not like a groove. It's just like a, You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. That was good. Young Man's Game. Not bad. Not a favorite, but it's solid. Again, these songs with energy are always very intriguing to me, and that was very interestingly arranged. Interesting instrument choices. I'm not my season.
You're in Rondelay, water aching. I wanna face and you catch a throne line tied around me. Circle and I move lightly in the dawn. Try if we ride a winter long wind. I'm not the season I'm in. Beechwood pie, good news, it's wet, but it's catching me. No, time's not what I belong to.
That one was fantastic. I love that one. And that's a sentiment that I always share with people too. It's like if you're subscribed to my second channel, my vlog channel, I posted a video about this kind of thing. I think it was titled "The Present Is Not Eternity." And it's just like every storm will pass, you know, and you are not what you are currently feeling. Because like some days you're happy, some days you're sad. The sad days might outweigh the happy ones, but that doesn't mean that you are like a sad person, you know. What you're feeling doesn't define you. So I really resonate with that one. I like that one a lot. Quiet Air slash Gioia. Uh-oh. Boycott and coming. A lot of these tracks have like 5 to 7 seconds of silence at the end. Weird. Great. Like it. Again, like these songs with an energy and like a rhythm. Like the percussion is like really killing it on some of these tracks that have energy. I like it. How many do we have left? 4? Man, so sad. Going to the Sun Road. Going to the Sun Road. Why are there dashes? At least it's not as weird as some of the crack up tracks. Those were like borderline impossible to pronounce. Another good one. Not like I did another one that I didn't love, but it just was nice. A very nice, pleasant, breezy track. And usually that's the difficulty going into, like, like I've said before, the last set of tracks before the final one or two, is that they can usually kind of like, kind of dip down a little bit in terms of quality. But this is doing something a little bit different. Again, I don't like Young Man's Game and Going to the Sun Road. They're fine, but I don't love them. But they're fine. I don't know. That might change. Again, this is a full album, full album experience. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. Thymia, Tie Me Up.
Tin cups rolling in the backseat. Have a true daylight.
Another bout of silence. There it is. Great. So the difference here, with what was it before? That was really short, for a week or two. That last one was superior to For a Week or Two as far as like an interlude or shorter track goes, as like a bridge to the longer ones. Because it's interesting. It stands on its own two legs. I like that. Cradling Mother, Cradling Woman, 5 minutes. Another 10 seconds of silence. And there it is. I'll admit, I am not like head over heels for the long, kind of sprawling Fleet Foxes tracks. Like if I were to go back to Helplessness Blues, my favorite tracks are ones like Montezuma, Simsalabim, Battery Kinsey. But then like the Plains Bitter Dancer and the Shrine and Argument, it's like they're very impressive, but I just don't prefer those. I don't quite know why. And I don't think that's really a popular opinion either. I think a lot of people do like the really sprawling, kind of more epic Fleet Foxes tracks, but like that one, I just did not. I honestly liked Thymia more, but it was good. It was good. I don't really have a problem with them. I just don't prefer them over some others. Last track, guys. Sure.
Kin of my kin, I rely on you. The shore I ever seem to sail to. Maybe I've stayed little long, could be. Can't divide what's memory and what's dream.
That's it. Magnificent. This is probably my favorite Fleet Foxes. I know that's really wild to say, and I just listened to it, but ooh, this had much more restraint than Crack Up did. Crack Up almost tried too hard. This was very sparse, almost like pretty simple to a degree, but also very complex. And it just felt good to listen to. Man, this is the album that 2020 needed. I just feel at peace, you know? It's just, it really calmed me. I mean, not like I was having a hard day or anything. It's only just 10:20 a.m. right now, but it's just very nice. Very nice. It's at least right up there with Helplessness Blues for me. At least tied. It could easily be my favorite. I'll need to do a few more listens, but solid stuff. Solid stuff. That Robin, man, I hate him. Fantastic. All right, well, there's that. This was just kind of a one-off I wanted to do real quick, so I don't really have anything special to say. I will do a follow-up to this album, as I do with all reactions I do, in about a week's time. So subscribe and ring the bell if you want to... Helicopter? They're coming to get me. If you want to see that in about a week's time, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. We're currently in the middle of doing a Patreon poll right now where I pick 4 albums, although 2 of them are picked by my Discord people. So I want to get to where it's all community driven. And you can vote on which album I listen to next in that set of 4. $1 a month is all you need to do that. And then Discord, link in the description. We have a lot of fun discussing things and debating music and all kinds of stuff. We're currently in the middle of a album cover bracket elimination tournament to see what the best album cover of all time is. And that is currently ongoing. I think we're in round 16 of 40, if I'm not mistaken. So check those things out if you want to. And I believe that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Godspeed.